Rockets' most pressing problem this season might come from Alperen Sengun. The Houston Rockets are done waiting. For 3 seasons, the franchise lived in the shadows of the James Harden era, picking up the pieces of a once mighty contender while trying to forge a new identity. Now, with an aggressive front office and one of the NBA's most unique young cores, the Rockets are ready to announce themselves as contenders again. And yet, as much as the spotlight shines on their high-profile off-season addition of Kevin Durant, the team's fate may hinge on the broad shoulders of a 22-year-old Turkish big man. Alperen Sengun, the gifted center who has become the heartbeat of Houston basketball, represents both the Rockets' greatest strength and their most fragile pressure point. This season, the Rockets' most pressing problem might not be an opponent from Denver, Dallas, or Minnesota. It might be their own dependence on Sengun, and whether his extraordinary summer has left him too depleted to carry the load all the way through spring. The rise of Alperen Sengun, from Ankara to Houston's centerpiece. Sengun's journey to the NBA is already the stuff of legend. Born in Giresun, Turkey, he began his basketball career later than many of his peers, first pursuing gymnastics before turning to hoops. That background gifted him a rare blend of flexibility, balance, and body control, traits that now allow him to maneuver through NBA defenses with surprising grace. Drafted 16th overall in 2021, Sengun was initially seen as a raw talent, more of a curiosity than a franchise cornerstone. But within 3 seasons, he has silenced doubts. His blend of post moves, court vision, and unshakable confidence have made him one of the NBA's most exciting young bigs. What makes Sengun different isn't just the numbers: 20.8 points, 9.6 rebounds, 5.4 assists last season. It's how he plays. Like Nikola Jokic, Sengun doesn't just score, he orchestrates. He directs traffic from the high post, threads no-look passes, and makes defenses collapse in ways that open up opportunities for everyone else. Houston hasn't had this kind of offensive hub since Hakeem Olajuwon, and while it's premature to put Sengun in the same sentence as the Dream, the parallels are impossible to ignore. Both international centers, both unconventional, both franchise-changing. The Eurobasket summer, a double-edged sword. The defining storyline of Sengun's off-season wasn't an NBA workout or a Rockets minicamp. It was Eurobasket. Representing Turkey, Sengun put together a historic run, leading his nation to its first-ever silver medal finish. Against the likes of Nikola Jokic, Rudy Gobert, and Jonas Valanciunas, Sengun not only held his own, he often dominated. His Eurobasket averages 21.6 points per game, 10.1 rebounds per game, 6.6 assists per game. These weren't empty stats. They came in high-leverage games against the best international talent in the world. In the semifinals, Sengun put up 28 points and 12 rebounds against France, single-handedly dragging Turkey into the championship game. For Rockets fans, it was validation. Sengun is no longer just a promising young center. He is a bona fide star. But success came at a cost. Eurobasket is not a light summer tune-up. It is a grueling, high-intensity tournament where stars often log 35-40 minutes per night. Unlike NBA preseason games, there is no coasting. Every possession matters. That's where the problem lies. As Rockets analyst Ben Dubose pointed out, I could see it actually being around the holidays that Sengun might hit a little bit of a wall because, as good as his conditioning is, to go through what he did this off-season, that's a lot to expect of anyone that plays 80-plus games. Fatigue science, why the wall is real. Sports science backs up Dubose's concern. Research on NBA players who compete in summer international tournaments has shown higher rates of mid-season fatigue and injury. The human body simply isn't built to play competitive, full-speed basketball year-round without proper rest. Pau Gasol, 2006-2009. After carrying Spain through multiple Eurobasket tournaments, he consistently battled foot and hamstring issues during NBA seasons. Manu Ginobili, his legendary runs with Argentina often left him drained by February and March in the NBA calendar. Nikola Jokic, 2022. After back-to-back MVP seasons and a long Olympic summer, Jokic openly admitted to hitting a wall by mid-season. Sengun, at just 22, is younger than those examples. His body can recover faster, but youth can also be deceptive. Without adequate recovery, cumulative fatigue builds silently, and by the time December rolls around, legs feel heavier, jump hooks fall short, and defensive rotations slow. The Durant insurance policy. Enter Kevin Durant. On paper, the Rockets have the perfect backup plan. Durant is one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, and even at 36, he remains capable of carrying an offense for stretches. This is why Houston pursued him, not just for his name value, but because he gives the Rockets a safety net. If Sengun does hit that wall around Christmas, Durant can become the primary scorer and creator, giving the young star the rest he needs. But here's the gamble: Durant himself is not immune to fatigue or injury. Over the last 5 seasons, he has averaged just 50 games per year. Expecting him to single-handedly replace Sengun's production for an extended stretch is a dangerous bet. The Rockets' season could come down to whether Durant can play 65-70 games at near All-NBA level. The supporting cast, ready or not? Behind Sengun and Durant lies a fascinating but unproven supporting cast. Jabari Smith Jr. Entering year 3, Smith has shown flashes of being a two-way star. His ability to space the floor and guard multiple positions is crucial, but the question remains, can he consistently generate his own offense? Amen Thompson, the explosive guard, has every physical tool imaginable. His defense and playmaking are already advanced, but his shooting remains a glaring weakness. In Sengun's absence, spacing could collapse without Thompson making strides. Jalen Green, perhaps the biggest wild card. Once projected as the face of the rebuild, Green now faces questions about efficiency and fit. Can he reinvent himself as a more disciplined scorer alongside Sengun and Durant? Fred VanVleet, the veteran stabilizer. VanVleet isn't flashy, but he brings championship experience and steady leadership. His role will be crucial in organizing the offense if Sengun takes a step back. For Houston to weather a potential Sengun slump, at least 2 of these players must elevate their games. Otherwise, the offense risks becoming overly dependent on Durant, a dangerous formula in the modern NBA. The Western Conference Gauntlet. The Rockets' problem is magnified by their environment. The Western Conference in 2025-26 is arguably the deepest it has ever been. Denver Nuggets, Jokic and Murray remain the ultimate test. Minnesota Timberwolves, Anthony Edwards looks ready to become the league's next face. Dallas Mavericks, Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving form the West's most dangerous backcourt. Oklahoma City Thunder, loaded with young talent and depth. Golden State Warriors, Stephen Curry refuses to fade quietly. Phoenix Suns, Sacramento Kings, New Orleans Pelicans, all capable of winning 45-plus games. In this landscape, even a brief slump can cost a team home court advantage. One prolonged stretch of mediocrity could be the difference between a top 4 seed and a play-in nightmare. Houston cannot afford to gamble with Sengun's health, but they may have no choice. Best case, worst case, middle ground. Best case, Sengun plays at an All-NBA level all year, Durant stays healthy, and Houston's young core takes another leap. The Rockets finish top 4 in the West and become a legitimate contender. Worst case, Sengun hits a wall in December, Durant struggles with injuries, and the supporting cast isn't ready to step up. Houston slips into the play-in, wasting a year of Durant's twilight. Most likely, Sengun plays brilliantly early, slows down mid-season, but recovers by playoff time. Durant carries them through the winter, and Houston finishes as a middle seed with potential to upset higher-ranked teams. The bigger picture, growing pains of a contender ultimately. This is the kind of problem every young contender faces. When you rely on a young superstar, you risk overburdening him before his body is fully ready for the grind. The Rockets are no different. For Houston, this season is about more than wins and losses. It's about discovering whether Sengun can truly be the kind of franchise centerpiece who sustains excellence across an 82-game season and into May and June. It's about seeing whether Durant can still anchor a team when needed. And it's about testing whether their young supporting cast is ready for the responsibility that comes with competing at the highest level. The Rockets may find themselves tested from within before they are tested from without. And in the end, their most pressing problem might not be the Nuggets, Timberwolves, or Mavericks, but whether Alperen Sengun has enough left in the tank to carry them where they want to go.